In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 of my favorite time-saving hacks when it comes to Instagram. Hey everybody, Katie Lance here, founder and CEO of Katie Lance Consulting, the Get Social Smart Academy, and author of the book, Get Social Smart. And it's episode 234 of the Get Social Smart show. And in this episode, I'm going to share with you a few of my favorite tips and favorite hacks for saving time on Instagram. Because I know Instagram can be a huge time suck. So let's get on with this show. All right, tip number 1, use the desktop version of Instagram. Now, I know for most of you, you're using your mobile device when it comes to Instagram because, well, Instagram is a mobile first application. And so most of what we do on Instagram is done through your mobile device. But there are some things that you can do on the desktop that will definitely save you time. And one of the biggest things that I love to do on the desktop version of Instagram on your computer or laptop is to scroll through and to be able to leave meaningful comments. A meaningful comment in the world of Instagram is a comment that's at least 4 words. And I've often said in other videos that one of the ways to get more traction on Instagram is not just to be a drive-by liker, don't just jump on Instagram and like a bunch of things and then leave, but to leave meaningful comments. I love to do Focus 5, where at least once a day I'll take a few minutes, 5 minutes, scroll through and try to leave at least 5 meaningful comments. And I have to say it's a little bit easier to do that on the desktop version of Instagram than your phone, right? Especially if you want to leave a number of meaningful comments. So I love using it for that. Also on the desktop version of Instagram, you can search hashtags. So if you've seen any of our other videos when it comes to Instagram, you know hashtags are really helpful when it comes to expanding your reach and really targeting your target audience, especially if you are in real estate. So you can search hashtags, you can search your local hashtags, community, real estate, and really start to put together a list of hashtags that are relevant for you and your business. And I love doing that type of research on my desktop because I can easily pull it up on my computer, do that research, make a list or a spreadsheet, and I've got it all right there in one place. Tip number 2, use the text replacement tool on your phone. Now I have an iPhone, but whether you have an iPhone, Android, most phones have a feature if you go into your settings where you can add text replacement. Now I heard about this tip years ago and I was like, oh, would I really use that? And I started using it recently, and at the risk of sounding corny, it's really a game changer. So what text replacement allows you to do is if there is a phrase that you find yourself using over and over again, you can go into your text replacement in your settings on your phone and add a letter or a symbol, and then when you type that, that phrase will appear. So a really simple example is something like thank you, right? I often find that I'm responding to people and saying thank you. So instead of typing out the whole word thank you, on my phone I have the text replacement TY. When I type TY, thank you pops up, and then I can add some extra verbiage like their name or an emoji or just add context to the conversation. So think about some of the comments that you tend to leave over and over again. Maybe you tend to leave comments like congratulations or happy birthday. You can add those in as text replacements, and then it makes it even easier to be really engaging if you're not on the desktop, if you're on your phone, when it comes to, again, just being more meaningful, being more intentional, and being more engaging over on Instagram. Now, by the way, you might be thinking like, well, how hard is it to really type out the word thank you or happy birthday? It's just one more tiny thing. And at the end of the day, I'm a big believer that you don't need to be spending all of your time on social media, especially if you are a real estate agent. So these little tiny time hacks can definitely add up. Tip number 3, use a tool to save your hashtags. All right, this is one of my favorite hacks. A lot of you may not realize that you can do this, but I use a tool called Later.com. Later is a free tool. There's also a paid version. And one of the ways that I use Later.com is not just to schedule some of my content, but when you use Later.com, there's a feature that says saved captions. So you can actually go in and save different captions. If there's, certain captions you might use over and over, maybe a call to action, maybe your contact information, but I actually use the save caption feature to save groups of hashtags. So for example, I'm a social media strategist, so a lot of what I talk about on social media, not surprising, is social media or real estate or Instagram or YouTube. And so in Later, I have different sections chunked out and saved where if I have a post on Instagram about a specific topic, instead of doing all my hashtag research, I can just click my save caption and it automatically appears. You still want want to do that hashtag research, as I've mentioned earlier. You want to research hashtags and really find some hashtags that work best for you and your business. But when you can use up to 30 hashtags, it can get pretty tedious typing them all out on your phone or even if you are on your computer. So again, I love to use Later. I will have several groupings of hashtags. And for those of you in real estate, you want to think about the different types of content you're posting. So you might have community content, you might have real estate tips, you might have listings, and all of that content may or may not have similar or different hashtags. So you can list those out in Later and again, make it even easier for you. All right, I'm sure you're wondering, how can I get a handle on all my Instagram strategy? Well, I invite you to download our free Instagram guide, our free Insta guide for real estate agents. We just updated it. If you go to katielance.com/Insta guide, you can download it for free, and it's chock full of ideas and examples to help you get better when it comes to Instagram. Now, if you're watching this video over on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and the bell button as we have new episodes that come out each and every week. And if you're on Instagram, give me a follow. I'm at Katie Lance over on Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, take a screenshot, share it on Instagram, tag me. I would absolutely love to hear from you. All right, my friends, until next time, we'll see you soon, and I'll see you on Instagram. Bye for now.